Hey everyone, welcome to the Practical Gardener. It's been a while since I've taken you on a quick tour of my north side of the property or where the plants are. So this is a recent addition. I think I had shown you in the last video that I've just planted some shade-loving plants here. So you can see here. This one Let's start off with this one. This is a volunteer tomato, not something that I had planted, but it's even yielding fruit and it's looking like this is a cherry tomato. So that's amazing. So it's always fun when you don't plant them and see the number of bunches of tomatoes that you can see on these. These are all courtesy the birds. Okay, now this one here, obviously you can see a lot of buds. This is the marble of Peru, or we call it the Mirabilis jalapa, the 4 o'clock flowers. The reason why you can only see the buds now and the blooms will bloom only around 4 p.m. I have a short video on this. I think the last video that I have on my channel is on the blooms of the Mirabilis jalapa. So beautiful. This whole section of my garden has shade loving plants, most of them alocasias, philodendrons, monstera varieties, as well as these 4 o'clock plants. These 4 o'clock plants, the reason why I have that many is because they are seeding all the time and the seeds just propagate on their own. I try to remove as many seeds. So if you see this, you have seeds all over the plant and they'll just drop and suddenly you'll find volunteer plants all over. So if you can see this pot, there's so many volunteer plants in the pot as well, and I have to keep removing them. Okay, so moving on, here you can see the Swiss cheese, the Adansonii, Monstera Adansonii. You can see how it is growing. It's beautifully growing. This one here is the Dumpkin Dieffenbachia. I have a variegated variety of Dieffenbachia. You can see more Adansonii. You can see this giant taro or the alocasia. This is the variegated variety, the yellow variety. This is our pink princess plant. Okay, more philodendrons. Okay, so this one is the black aloe, or it's also called I think the aloe nigra. So Plumbia nigra is what it's called. You can see a lot of aglaonemas tucked in the middle. There is an ivy here which isn't, it was bushy, but the birds decided that this is a great place for them, source of getting all their coir. So all of my so they killed the ivy, which is fine, so they are using that as nesting material. So moving on, we have more aglaonemas. The aglaonemas are tucked in between the philodendrons and aloes, etc. So you can see another different kind of a Dieffenbachia here. More aglos. Aglaonemas are also called Chinese evergreens. Okay, so you can see a few of the bromeliads here. Okay, so another volunteer zalapa, or the 4 o'clock plant. This one is called the stingray aloe. Okay, you can also see this one wandering Jew here. This is a variegated ZZ that's popping up here. Okay, so this one is a very a garden which is not very formal. So whatever comes, whatever has come through, or whatever doesn't require sun is what I have put in here. Now as you can see, these are the Tenante variety, prayer plant variety. So see how beautifully they are growing in the ground. Okay, so now this one is it's like a planter box, but it is a planter box made out, and I've filled a lot of soil in between. I'm also trying to grow a bunch of different, this is a homolemina that's here. Okay, so look at this one. This is lecheriana. Okay, so growing really well. See some prayer plants here. You can see the foliage anthuriums Okay, I don't know whether this is a crystallinum. Again, another plant here. Okay, so this is another kind of aloe. This one grows really well. This had gone down, this had got some spider mites, but now it's come back with a vengeance. I also have tucked in some crotons and pandanus plants and so on. So you can see this croton in here. Okay, yeah, more plants, prayer plants. You can see more phyllos in here. This is the walking iris. I got one plant from a friend of mine, and this plant is growing really well and lot of flowers. If you are, like a hands-off gardener, just put this one walking iris. It will spread through your entire planter box, and you'll have. This comes in a. This is the yellow color. I also have this in blue, like a purple and white, so that looks lovely as well. This is the same black plumbia aloe. Now you can see more of the prayer plants here. Okay, this is my large stingray plant, which I reduced to just 2 leaves for now because it's been a magnet for spider mites. It's been a pain keeping it safe from spider mites. Now this is the variegated piper. If you can see here, see how it's growing. More prayer plants. Okay, there were some hostas here. Now they have gone down. Beautiful. Some anthuriums as well in the mix. More aglonema. So aglonemas are tucked in different at different intervals, just to add a little bit of that color. Otherwise, it will look more of green and yellow. That's why I've added that. Look at this one. This how beautiful is this variegation. This is different from the. This is more of the green and white. This one here is also called, I think, the Mickey Mouse aloe. It's given some beautiful big leaves. See, it's got a very different kind of a. Doesn't look like stingray. I thought first this was some defect in the leaves, but I realized that all the leaves come that way. And then there is also some Hoya that is making its presence felt. And this is a Philobility. So this is a huge plant. I have managed to cut a lot of leaves, but see the number of inflorescence that it has. So all of these are the flowers. So the number of flowers really shows the age of this plant. This is a beautiful plant. I got it as a big plant. I obviously spent a bomb on it, but I think it's worth it. And I wanted something to tuck at the edge, and then behind that are my orchids. I'll show you probably as a parting shot the orchids from the front as well. And this is the same Diffenbachia. So I grew from this one Diffenbachia, I've grown about 3 or 4 different plants. I find this very beautiful. It is just that I don't like to put it in front because of my pet. So I have a pet poodle now called Mojo. So who likes munching on any leaf. So I try to keep most of the Diffenbachias and other poisonous plants away from him. Okay, so this is the view. So right from the Bilite to the variegated aloes, to the stingray, to the irises, to the aglonemas, philodendrons, crotons. You have the monsteras, the homolominas, and some pandanus, more phyllos, and then wrapping up with the jalapa or the 4 o'clock plant. Okay, as you can see, more foliage. I think only the 2 flowering plants here are one is the iris as well as and the 4 o'clock plant. Now let me quickly show you some of my orchids. We'll wrap up with that. I'm not going to take too much of time. Okay, so let's go see the orchids. Okay, can you see it? So huh. There are from Kaner or oleander as well outside. See, there's some walking iris here as well, anthuriums, and more orchids, and most of the blooming ones are here in this section. Okay, and this is my water lily section. You can see some of them flowering today. Not as many flowers today. You can see. Okay, and if you see this here, this is the entrance to my house. Okay, and then you see this is the north side, like this side is facing north, and that's why I'm able to grow some shade loving plants, and that's why. And then I have a kind of a cover, some cover for the orchids. That's why they are here, otherwise there's too much of sun that comes through the day. And if I go the other side, so this is the entrance to the house. If you see this, the beautiful snake plants. Okay, so my sansevierias, there are two pots of that, and then I have my palm. This is the areca palm, so two of those, and then this is my olive tree, and under the olive tree are the white vincas, just to provide a little bit of dimension, otherwise just a tree, so I wanted to add something down. So these are the white vincas, and then you have the olive. I have my coleus here, huge bunch of coleus. These are the arantheras, just again, and then this one here is a palm. It's a golden palm, or I think it's, I forget the name of it, so I think it is some kind of a golden palm. So more of these moss roses here, and this is the front of the garden, where you can see the coral vine, and then this is the white pudika, more bougainvillea, the more oleanders. This is a double petal variety. I have coleus in the border here, and I have also put coleus as the border to my entire fence, so that it looks pretty nice when you have this coleus border. More lotuses and water lilies here. I want to create a kind of a tropical area here with more taros and aloes and colocaceas. Here I have my cannas and callas, and as well as heliconias, lots of bougainvilleas. And this one here is where this is the sampige or the champa tree. Okay, this is the parijat, so you have more of the fragrant flowers, and you can see all the coleus edging the property, which I have grown. I really like seeing the edge of the property, and then I have grown all of these bougainvillea. Okay, now this guy is actually a jackfruit tree. It's a Thai variety, or the red jackfruit. Let's see. So I've tried to grow some moringa as well, and more bougainvillea, rubber plants. Okay, waiting for this section. I don't water as much. This is taken care of by the rain. That's why you can see that they're looking a little, withered right now. But that's fine. One rain and they'll all pop up again. Okay. So this is the garden, and this is more like the highlight, my coral vine, which looks lovely, and that is okay. So this is the confederate rose, or the color changing rose, or the hibiscus mutabilis, which changes color. So it started off with white in the morning. Right now it's very light pink, and towards the end of the day it will end up with that. You can see that withered flower, so dark pink. That's how it'll end up. Beautiful one, and especially if you have kids at home, it's a nice plant to grow. It's very easy to grow as well. So if you can find this rose, it's called a color changing rose, get it for the garden. You can show your kids. This is how you can get them excited and interested about gardening as well. Okay, so that's a wrap. And thanks so much for watching. And I know I've not been very consistent with the long videos, but I've been putting a lot of shorts on the channel, so you can have a look at them. So if there's something more to share, I will share it through subsequent videos.